In today's video, we will meet a couple completely different from any other you have ever seen. In such superficial times, with love that ends so quickly, can true love still exist? Today's story will prove it can. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and let's find out. They are different from others because of their disabilities, but as human beings, they are always looking for something or someone to make them feel fulfilled. They ended up finding each other, and their disabilities brought them together. Jean-Baptiste and Patricia are a very special couple. Their love story is worthy of a movie or a Netflix series. Jean was born with a rare disease that deformed his back, but since childhood he always tried to stay positive. His mother had a small part in making this happen, as she always told him that he must not let anything or anyone humiliate him. In childhood, he managed to lead a quiet life. The only problem that still bothered him was the stares from people when he came to places, especially at school. People know that some children can be mean. Jean didn't have many friends and was always the butt of class jokes and wasn't a big hit with the girls. Although he was very romantic, since childhood he had accepted that being rejected was common. Over time he grew up, but that feeling of loneliness didn't go away at all. He swore he was born to be a bachelor forever, and this made him very sad. Until fate made his path cross with Patricia, the person who brought a whirlwind of good feelings into his life. But there was something special about her. Can you imagine what that was? Incredible as it may seem, she had the same disability and had a similar childhood to his, so it brought a giant feeling of understanding for both of them. And what person does not seek to feel loved and understood at the same time? Today, although they lead a difficult life financially, they have each other and are very happy together. Their days are filled with a great deal of affection and companionship, and that love has been growing over time. They also want to increase the family, and plans to get married were also present. Patricia always stops with a smile on her face and dreams of having a big family. The universe gave a little help to these two, and the disability ended up bringing them together. And now they live an incredible life as spouses. But for those who think that the similarities between the two are only the disability they have, they are completely wrong. Both of them have suffered the injustice of a superficial world, and because of that, they had a very difficult life from birth. In an interview, when Jean was asked how he approached her, he was all smiles with a twinkle in his eye. He told the story saying that he saw this girl on a beautiful night when he was out with some friends. When he saw her, he plucked up his courage and walked over to Patricia. When he approached the girl, he was nervous, but a conversation soon turned into what they knew would be the beginning of a beautiful love story. They were born with the same anomaly known as scoliosis. It is a combination of scoliosis with hyperkyphosis, which presents with the formation of a twisted spine and a very visible hump. Jean told the interviewer a bit about her childhood. "I remember once when I was younger, my family took me to the hospital to try to talk to the doctor. There were several other patients who were very sick. The doctor was about to start seeing me to direct me to better treatment to alleviate the pain in my back, when suddenly there was a natural disaster. A very strong earthquake hit the region. There were landslides that left many people injured, and others, unfortunately, even lost their lives. That day I lost my father. Because of this great loss, Jean's family was completely shaken and even went through financial difficulties. That led to his mother using the little money she had just to support him and his siblings, and unfortunately they could no longer afford treatment for him. Even his studies had to stop as Jean had to exchange school books for farm tools. He left school knowing how to read and write, but eventually grew up and continued working in the fields. Patricia went through even greater difficulties. Since she was a little girl, it was a great challenge for her to even sit down. Besides the discomfort it caused her, she felt a lot of pain. She grew up as an orphan because when her mother discovered her, she did not want to keep her. Patricia was not as lucky as Jean to have a family member to take her to the doctor. She had to grow up alone, and it was very difficult for her. Even as a child, she tried to find a job, but because of her age, no one would hire her. Unfortunately, as she grew up, she began to have financial difficulties, so she made an effort to continue studying and managed to finish school. As she grew up, she began to have some job opportunities and eventually developed some other skills such as knitting sweaters. And being a hard worker from an early age, Patricia even managed to improve her skills in communication sciences. However, she was still unemployed and sending resumes to various offices, but there was still no positive response. What about the couple's desire to become parents? It is important to say that they are not worried about the possibility of the baby being born with the same physical condition as them. Of course, they maintain the hope of having a normal and healthy baby, but in case this does not happen, they will love the child in the same way to give him or her what they lacked in their lives and also a lot of love and understanding. This couple not only share the same disability, but they also share all the activities at home. For them, cooking time is always a lot of fun, so nothing beats the time when they play some games together. Jean says that to make a living, he does some light activities. He started growing sugarcane and selling the harvest. Then he bought a small boat which he used to catch some fish, and with this he got enough money to buy a cow. Now he has a dream of having a big farm with a good amount of cows and sheep to be able to support their family in the future. Patricia does some housework for her neighbors. She washes clothes, sweeps, collects some small crops. Also, whenever she has time, she asks her friends for some raw materials to knit sweaters and sell them. Jean says that sometimes when he sees his wife working hard by his side, he stops to admire her because he thinks she is an incredible woman. Hardworking, brave, and incredibly beautiful. He even hopes that one day she will look the way he sees her. In addition to her beauty, Jean was attracted to her golden personality, and this is priceless. The man started to build a house, but says it went over the budget they initially made and construction had to stop. He said this would be a house for his entire family. Jean adds that because of this deformity they both have certain limitations and asks for support so they can at least have money to invest in a small business that his wife is trying to start. Patricia says that she studied mathematics, economics, geography, and then even majored in computer science, but never got a job, and because of this, freelancing seems to be the best way to finally finish the construction on their house. With this beautiful story, we are left with a great lesson. Love others as you would love yourself. Wish for others what you would wish for yourself. Love for others has always been and will always be the best quality of humanity. Do you like today's video? Leave your opinion or message in the comments. Thanks for being with us. See you soon.